Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are going to do a beautiful foam roll today, mainly working on lower body, a little bit of everything. So we're going to go through it. You need your foam roller, obviously, and that is all. That is all you will need. So, and a mat and water if you want. All of the things. We're going to start sitting down, and we're going to take that foam roller right to your left calf. Okay, so you can have those hands in behind you to support. Just bend in that right leg, and you're gonna find like the main area in your calf muscle. Okay, maybe it's right below the. We can start right below at the base of the calf. So kind of like mid shin area, and in behind that. Okay, all the words, not easy today. Is it Monday? No, it's not. Okay, we're gonna just start with a nice little point and flex. So if, oh, already getting a little foot cramp there. If you do a lot of walking or running or standing, fantastic to do this whole video, but especially for the calves, we don't pay a lot of attention to those little guys. Okay, so a little point and a flex, and you're just roll yourself maybe an inch forward. And again, a little point and flex there. So we'll do maybe 3 or 4, and if it feels really good, maybe do an extra couple sets. You could also take your right leg. If this is too intense for you, don't do it. And add some weight to that left side, okay? Oh my goodness, couple inches more, making your way to the center of the calf. Good. And maybe 1 more inch, and you should be like right there. Okay, all of those feels. So you do not need to have that right leg on top if that does not feel good. Okay, now you're going to take your leg and externally rotate it, and then internally rotate it as much as you can. So you can even lift the hips a little bit to really get to the inside and outside of the calf. So now we're going to work our way downwards to where we started. Oh, that should feel really good. Okay. Now, what I want you to try to do, mine is on the outside, and now I'm just going to do a little floss. So just kind of like a little wiggle. Maybe yours is inside, maybe yours is center. And you're just going to do like a little rock forward and back in any of those places. Okay. Get to feel all the feels today. Good. Then I want you to find that spot, and I want you to press your leg into it. Take a nice big breath in. And then release. Okay. Oh, already feel the difference. Okay, we're gonna switch to that other leg. So right leg is gonna come on. I need to give myself a little wrist circle there. It is the thing with foam rolling is that there's not always like an ideal position. You could maybe sit up nice and tall if that feels better for you. Okay, starting at the base of the calf, we come into that point. Flex once again. And take your time. Notice maybe a difference from side to side, making your way up 1 or 2 inches at a time. Keep pointing, flexing. We're also getting some good ankle range of motion here as well as we give that little movement and mobility into. Okay. So making your way to the center. Oh, feels so good. Again, option to have that left leg as weight. Okay. Now, external, internal, getting that nice little massage. It's a little bit of a stretch as well for ourselves. Getting into the hip as well. Just think of like windshield wiper, right? But with a straight leg for the working side. And we're just working our way back down. Amazing. Okay, we're almost there. We're going to find 1 sticky point and give yourself a little bit of a floss, just an inch or 2. For me, it's always outside. I don't know why. We do have ligaments coming up from ankle to knee and then knee to hip. And those guys do a lot of work for us that we don't know about secretly, or maybe you know about. Okay, find that spot, press down. take a big breath in and then release. Okay, speaking of the ligaments from knees to hips, your lovely IT bands. Now, this is one that lots of controversy over how to really narrow in on those guys, and should we? Okay, well, it depends. Depends on how intense they are for yourself. What we are going to simply just do is place that foam roller just above the knee. We'll start on the left side, and we're just gonna come into like almost like a side plank. You get to do a little core as well, okay? We're gonna hang out there. Now, maybe that's already intense enough for you. Hang out, breathe into it, okay? Supporting is your forearm and your right leg front foot. All we're gonna do is a little gentle 1 inch. A little bit of, again, that little flossing technique. Now, for some of us, including myself, this is already super intense. Slow is the key, and breathing into it. Okay, we're gonna make our way down a couple of inches, finding that other sweet spot. First, let yourself sink into it. Breathe. Let the muscle be aware of what's happening, that it is safe, it is supported. And then once you're okay there, maybe it's that flossing technique. Maybe you're just focusing on staying still and focusing on the breath. Okay, we're gonna inch our way. So we're coming up now, getting towards the hip. Don't go on your hip, just come right below. So we've just done 3 little phases. This one feels good. Big breath in and big breath out. Maybe you're just gonna stay there breathing. Maybe you're gonna just add in that little floss. So good. So we got a little shoulder, we got a little core. We're working in those ITs. We're gonna come all the way over. We're gonna stay on the left side into quad, okay? So you're just gonna come over. Now you get to come into a nice forearm plank. We are at the top. So we're near that hip flexor location. We're gonna do that same technique where we breathe and hold first, prepping the muscle, prepping the area. Big inhales and exhales, and then you can start that little flossing technique. That to me is like key, because you're really getting into those specific areas, and it's small. Oftentimes you'll see like these big rolls out, which is fine as well. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it is also nice to just really tune in and really be aware of what's happening. So we've worked our way down. We're about middle of the quad here with that foam roller. You guys probably can't even see mine. It's hidden, okay? Just breathing there, adding in that nice little gentle floss, rocking forward and back. Good, and then we inch down again. Oftentimes, this is the harder part. Towards that knee, the base of the quad, we breathe there. Good, and we add in that nice little gentle rock one more time. Nice job. Okay, so other side, yes. Oh, that feels really good. Let's come out of that for a moment. Just give yourself a little tabletop. Just give yourself a little cat and cow here for a second, just to release anything maybe that you're hanging on to. Good. Also, oftentimes quads, hip flexors can create some tension and into the tension into that low back. So you might even notice some release in low back if you do have a tight low back. All right, so we're gonna switch to that right side now, coming into right forearm, bringing that foam roller. Did we start? Yes, we started down at the bottom. Okay, so we're coming to the bottom, just above the knee. That left foot can come over, it can hang out. You might even feel good taking it behind, but we wanna make sure that the majority of the weight is on the outside of that leg, okay? We breathe here. And if you're okay, you can stay there, or you can add in that little gentle flossing. It's like a little rock forward and back, just really getting into it. Good, and then making your way up, maybe into the middle area. And just slow. Big breathing breaths. Flossing. if you could do this every day, not every day, every other day, man, would you feel good? Okay, coming to the base. Oh, this side is feeling all the feels. Okay, so we're just below the hip. Okay, hang out there for a second or two. Try to relax into it. That's the hard part with foam rolling is we carry the tension because it is hard. It is not easy. Okay, give yourself that little floss technique. And then we're going to make our way to the quad in one more breath. Flip yourself over to forearm plank. Yes. Okay, so your left knee can be wherever feels most comfortable for you. So that foam roller should be up near the hip flexor. I'll adjust myself there, and there we are. All right, so we hang out there. And breathe. Then when you're good there, you can add in that little gentle floss forward and back. Good. Making your way, I'll maneuver myself here, making your way to the center of that quad. Good. And there's tons of different techniques with the foam roller. This is just one where you're actually just you're just breathing into that stillness of the foam roller and then working through that area with those little gentle rocks. And then making your way. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the right side for me is definitely more intense. Breathing into that. So you can allow yourself to sink deep into it, but if it's too intense, you just get to have more core. Amazing. Option to rock here. I'm gonna just hang out in that hold because that is intense enough for me. Take one more breath in right there. And then slowly release. Again, maybe giving yourself a tabletop cat-cow, maybe a child's pose feels good for you. You can also elevate your hands on that foam roller and really get into those shoulders. Breathing into that low back. And speaking of back, we're gonna finish with doing a little bit of back work here. Okay, so maneuvering. Changing your position so that foam roller is gonna come to that low back. Get to do a little bit more core. Take those hands across the chest here. You're gonna crunch up and then you're gonna inhale, open up. Exhale, crunch up. Good, inhale, open. And maybe your open is just like, I'm not fully arching over. My back does not enjoy that. Some of you guys have that nice flexibility in the spine. I've got to have the joys of the back issues in my life. In breath to lengthen, exhale to crunch, and we're gonna do that one more time. Oh, that feels so good. In breath, open it up. And you might notice that as you do those, you can spend more time, you might get deeper into it. We're gonna roll the foam roller into the center of the spine. You can change your position here now to support the neck. We're gonna do that same concept, getting into that mid-back, thoracic spine, open up the elbows, take your gaze up, and then exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Oh, that feels so good. Exhale, crunch. 2 more of those. Breath in, open. Amazing. Exhale to crunch. Last one here. Inhale, open. Exhale up. Then making that foam roller come up a little bit more into those shoulders. And all we're going to do here is kind of just feel it out. Maybe a circular motion from side to side. You can come back to that same concept of opening the chest and shoulders and coming up into that crunch once again, just kind of feeling it out. You can also lift off the hips and maybe do that little flossing technique. Those shoulders, oh, that feels so good, are feeling tight. So you've got some options here. The best thing about a foam roller is really just connecting to it. Finding those sweet spots and taking your time to work through them. We often rush because it doesn't feel fantastic, but it can. Good. Let's come into a nice static hold here. Open up the elbows, lift the chest. Big breath in and out. We'll do that one more time, really opening up chest and shoulders. Maybe even taking those elbows out nice and wide and letting that head fall back if it feels okay. Taking one more inhale for 3, for 2, and for 1. Oh my goodness. Amazing, amazing job, everybody. That was about a nice 15-minute, open some things up. Fantastic way to start your day, end your day. Do before a workout, do at the end of a workout, beginning of a walk, run, anything. That mobility work, foam rolling, all of that stuff. Fantastic to implement into your routine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.